Hi everyone, it's Aga from EurekaCrystalBeads.com and I'm here with another fun beading tutorial for you. Before I get started, just a quick reminder to check out the rest of our channel, and if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and don't forget about the notification bell so you always know when we're posting new content. In this video, we're going to be making this really simple and quick project, which is a bracelet that I made inspired by our May 2024 collection, the Underground Cavern Beads collection, that was created in collaboration with Bronzepony Beaded Jewelry, and I really love the aesthetics of it, the inspiration here, and the color palette, really. So this bracelet was one thing that I came up with. But I also designed these little earrings. I really like them as well, and we actually do already have a tutorial that is only available for our VIPs. And how does one become an Eureka VIP, you might ask? Well, that's very easy. You just sign up for our emails and SMS, and you get links to materials such as a tutorial for these or patterns for designs that we already have tutorials for, or special patterns that are not available like to the general public, only to our VIPs. And we'll put a link to our sign up form down in the description so you can easily sign up for our emails just to get the link to all the goodies. So let me quickly tell you what you're going to need to make the bracelet so that you know what to pick up from your collection, or if you don't have a collection, so that you know what to get to make it. You're going to need 8mm pearls, and for, I would say, a standard, regular, average wrist, you are going to need 12. You're going to need mini GemDuos, and I love these, and I love the color that comes in the collection, but you can of course use any color that you like. You're going to need Chinese rondelles. These are faceted rondelles that are 3 per 2mm. And when it comes to seed beads, you're going to need your Miyuki 11-0s. So that's all when it comes to beads. It's a really minimal ingredient list. You're also going to need a clasp. Here I have a clasp that was in the collection, but you can use any clasp that you like, of course, that has a loop. And when it comes to tools and other supplies, you're going to need thread, and you can use your Fireline or your Fire Thread or your Wildfire. But I do recommend 1G because it comes in this gorgeous color that matches perfectly with the GemDuos, with the mini GemDuos. And I think this is important in this case because the thread is kind of visible on one side, and it's really good for it to be color matched. But if it doesn't bother you, if you don't care about that, then use any thread you like. You can even use a contrastive one so that you have some color play in here and you make it a feature. As for the needle, I'm going to use the size 10. There's no really many passes, there's no 15-0s, so you don't need to worry about that. You can use a size 10, 11 or 12 depending on what you prefer. And here I have some scissors to cut off the excess thread, of course. Let's start then. To start with, you're going to need about maybe half a wingspan of thread, but you can work with as much thread as you find comfortable because this pattern is great in this way that you can always come back and use your tail thread, so don't cut this off from the bobbin. And you can use the tail thread to kind of work the other way. So if you run out of thread on the left, you can just flip it over and work on the right. And you don't need to worry to have enough thread or adding extra thread, because with this pattern, you're not gonna need to. So you're probably going to start with something around half a wingspan of thread, because that's, I find, a comfortable length of thread to use. And we're going to start by picking up a single pearl and putting it on. Then I'm going to pick up a mini GemDuo and make sure that the holes are not blocked, because again, that will be a shame if the hole turned out clogged after you've made half of your pattern, right? So this is what I have on my thread, and what I'm going to do is simply go back right through that pearl from the side of that GemDuo down here, so that when I pull on it, it kind of just pulls the GemDuo towards the pearl, and that's okay. I pick up another mini GemDuo, whichever hole, whichever way, because you can always kind of turn it over, because if you notice, they have one side that is kind of flatter and the other is kind of more convex. But at this point it doesn't matter, it will in a second. So I just picked up another one, making sure that the hole is okay. And again, I'm passing right back through the pearl so that they're both kind of blocked on both sides of my pearl. And by the way, you can use a stopper bead at the beginning of your work if that's easier for you, but as you can see already at this point, it's not a problem with things sliding on your thread because it's kind of blocked already a little bit. Okay, so I find the front of my mini GemDuo. I pass through that already occupied hole in it so that it's like that. So this is going to be my front side basically. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 4 of the Miyukis, then 1 rondelle, and 4 more of the Miyukis. Just like that. And I'm going to go around the pearl and go through the other mini GemDuo like this so that they're both facing me with this convex side. And I'm going to pull that through. And on the other side, you might have guessed it, another sequence of 4 Miyukis, 1 rondelle, and 4 more Miyukis. And I'm passing through this mini GemDuo here. You can pull tight from time to time. And this is where the thread is going to be visible. Now you can add a bead over here and then just, go back the other way, back through the same hole to add another one so that it has something on the side. I personally like the more clean look with nothing on the sides of the mini GemDuo, so I just pass through it. And as you can see, the thread is a little bit darker, but it kind of blends in. It's the same shade, just a little bit darker, so I really like it. I'm gonna pull on it a little bit, and I'm gonna treat it the same way that I treated the first one. So now, the 8mm pearl and another mini GemDuo. Again, whichever hole, whichever way, because we can always turn it over to the other side. I'm gonna go back through that pearl, the very same pearl, and I can straight away go through that mini GemDuo the other way than the thread initially is coming out of it. You can pull on that top GemDuo here a little bit to tighten it up, then pull it down, and now we're gonna go around adding our sequences of beads. First on this side, making sure that the GemDuo is on the right side, so facing me with the convex side. And another sequence of 4 Miyukis, 1 rondelle and 4 Miyukis. And through that mini GemDuo. Now you will notice that we're on the wrong side to go forward because we want to be here to add another segment. So I'm coming out of this mini GemDuo here, and I'm just going to pass through that pearl just like that. This is also going to reinforce the entire thing a little bit, and I'm going to look at where the thread is over here, so I'm just going to keep it on the same side. So I'm going through this GemDuo from this side so that I turn back on this side, and the thread is right here. It's not going to be very visible in the end as you wear it on your wrist, but I just like keeping it on the same side. Okay, I will now keep adding pearl GemDuo back through the pearl and through that GemDuo from the other side that the thread is coming out of. Pull it tight. Now seed beads and rondelle on one side, through the GemDuo, seed beads and rondelle on the other side, through this GemDuo, back up, and repeating the sequence all over again. And you do it until you've reached this length. I've pre-made it so that I can show you straight away how to add the clasp. As you can see, with this one, it's the bar part of the clasp, and there's only one jump ring in the set, so I used it over here because the bar always needs some more space to like go through that loop as you close it. So what I did is I just reached my GemDuo, I went through this other side, I made a loop with 111 rondelle 11 and then I added my clasp, then another rondelle, another 11 and I went around and through all of these beads like 2 more times, 3 in total, and then I went actually back through the mini GemDuo. I tied a knot around here, so I picked up a thread that's somewhere in here, tied a knot around it, and I hid my thread in these beads on the side here. The other end, however, is going to be a little bit more tricky because now you can just add a jump ring over here and do the exact same thing with the loop. But if you just have the collection or if you don't have a jump ring, I'm going to show you how to do it. So basically what we're going to do, and we want this loop to lay flat like this, because if we just attach it with a loop right now, it's going to be like this. So if you try to put it flat with the bar on your wrist, this is just going to like, turn over and it's not going to be nice. So we want it to be able to lay flat like this with the bracelet. And the way we're going to do it is by picking up this sequence. So first an 11-0, then a rondelle, 2 11-0s, our clasp, and 2 more 11-0s. And I'm going to slide it down, and I'm going to go right back through that rondelle in here, pull it together, and add 1 more 11-0, and go through that mini GemDuo from the other side, so that what I end up with is something like this, which makes it possible for this loop here that we created to kind of turn. So it can be like this, but it can be like that, and it will basically freely lay flat on your wrist like that. So I'm gonna go through all of these beads 2 more times. Alright, so I went through all of these beads 3 times, and now you can leave it like this. Just go down somewhere here and weave in a thread. But I would like to add something extra here on the sides because it's kind of a long end, if you ask me. So I'm coming out of this 11-0 right here, and I'm just gonna pick up 3 more 11-0s, and I'm just gonna go through this bottom hole of the mini GemDuo like that, and we have something extra. I'm gonna add the same on the other side, so 3 11-0s, and through this 11-0 here. At this point you can just go back through this 11-0 next to it, because why not? You don't have to go through all of the beads with a clasp again. So I'm just going down these 11-0s here. I'm gonna go through the mini GemDuo again, and I'm actually going to tie a knot somewhere over here and weave in my end. That's it. It's finished. The bracelet is done. The fun thing about it is it's not going to turn because it doesn't really have a single point where it turns. It will have to like turn the entire mini GemDuo, which it won't. So it's gonna stay nice and flat, and it's super simple, and you'll make it in like half an hour to an hour. So it's a really fun and easy project that produces a really nice result. You can also make it into a necklace that will also look amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. All of the materials, of course, can be found at eurekacrystalbeads.com if you don't already have the Underground Cavern Collection. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!